Now that you have downloaded the pricing template, let me show you how to use it. First, you come to the file here. It's on the topmost left side of the screen. When you click on it, you'll see make a copy. Click on make a copy, then make a copy, and you will be able to edit it. So there are three templates. There's one for creatives, there's one for product-based businesses, and then there's one for hybrid businesses. Let's start with the creatives. So the one for creatives is basically for service providers. The first thing you should do is to fill out this section that deals with your business cost. Word of caution, unless you know how to use Excel or spreadsheets, the only things you should change are the things that are in color blue. So these numbers, you can change them. Your services, you should change them. So we started, the example I'm using is that of a brand strategist. So basically, the person offers logo design, consulting, digital products, group programs, and others. So list out your services, then apportion the percentage of revenue from each of the services that you offer. For example, if you make 1 million naira in 1 month, how much would have come from logo design? How much would have come from consulting? So here I have said that this is 20%, but you can always change it. Let's say 40% will come from logo design, and then let's say 10%, or let's say 20% from consulting, then digital products 30%, courses, let's give digital products 10%, and then group programs 20%. Note that your total must be 100%. So if it is not 100%, there will be a discrepancy here. Like, let me just put 30 here. You'll see not 100%. So make sure that the total for the income streams amount to 100%. Also note that you can change this. These are just things that I put here as placeholders. You can change them. Next is to also list out your business expenses. So basically, these are your indirect costs or your fixed costs. These are the things that you spend money on, whether or not you have clients. Whether you have 2 clients, 10 clients, 5 clients, you spend the same amount of money on them. As you can see here, your rent, your internet. So all these figures can be changed. Anything that is in blue is something that you can easily change. But any number you see in black, just avoid it, or in other colors, do not change them, because they use formulas. Unless, of course, you know your way around spreadsheets. So you will have your total monthly expense here, and I've already imputed a formula that will apportion the different revenue stream based on the expenses. So if 40% of your income come from logo design, it also means that 40% of your expense probably was spent on logo design services. You get? So once you are done with this sheet, the next sheet is to calculate your hourly rate or hourly wage. When you come to this sheet, you will see several figures. How many hours do you work per day? So on a normal working day, how many hours do you work? You input that. So I put 6 here, but you can change to 5 or just any amount. You can even make it 8. How many days in a week do you work? Then how many weeks in a year do you work? So you put that as well. This will now give you your total income producing hour in a year. Then you come to your desired monthly income. So how much do you want to be making every month? You put that. How many months will you be earning? You put that as well. And you will have your total income goal for the year. Then you also look at your monthly running cost, your monthly expenses. So this one comes from the business cost sheet. As you can see, this is 2.1. So when you come here, you'll see the 2.1. Then you also have your total running cost for the year. So once you've put those figures, your hourly rate will be automatically calculated. Like, it's very simple. You don't even have to stress about it. So the next step is to come and calculate your price. So you put in the service name here, and then you enter the number of clients you normally get. You enter how long it takes you to deliver the service. So 5 hours. If it's something that spans days, still write it out in hours. Then number of clients, so average number of clients you get for that service in a month. You enter it here, then you come to this. So this labor cost is calculated automatically. is the time you will spend. This time here times your hourly rate, which is this, and then your share of operating costs. So if you have 5 clients and you spend, let's say, 500k on a month, it means on average, if you're sharing that expense, it's going to be about 100k. So, but this one draws from the initial calculation within the business cost sheet. Then subcontractor, in case you outsource any part of your work, this is where to enter the cost. Then other costs, maybe anything else that you spend money on, you can always change it here. So this is going to be the total service cost. So this is the cost, the amount it costs for you to deliver that service, and then you can now add your profit markup. So you can choose to make this 30%, you can choose to make this 40%, you can choose to just make this 10%, depending on how you want it. Then there's the section for your earning potential. So expected number of projects. So how many clients for this particular service you expect to get in a month. So you can enter any amount, let's say 10, and you can see that potentially you could make this amount of profit. So this profit is even different from your main cost of doing business. So of course, the more clients you get, the more profits you will be able to get. But if you want to even see your total income, your total revenue, you can just multiply this total service costs plus this, and you get your total. So this is all for the service provider template. So let's go to the products template. So for the products template, it's the same thing. The business cost is the same. Nothing changes. What changes is the price calculation. Since this one you are buying and reselling. So there's the shirts. Let's say you are selling shirts. Then the average units that you sell in a month, the cost per unit from your supplier, logistics per unit, the packaging per unit, handling fee per unit, then the indirect cost per unit. So the same way we distributed the indirect costs, then we have total product cost, and then the markup, the profit amount you want to add, and per product. Then you get this as well, your minimum selling price for the products. And then you can also see your estimated monthly profits depending on the number of units that you sell. Then the final template here is the template for hybrid businesses. So hybrid is basically those that have both an element of service and products, mainly those people that produce their own products and sell, like cake vendors, fashion entrepreneurs. As you can see here, the business cost sheet remains the same. What changes in this particular model or template is this label and material sheet is the different thing between the hybrid model and the other models. So what we do here is to calculate your hourly rate, so your desired monthly income, and then your working hours per day, the number of hours working a day, although this cannot be 30, so let's say e.g. let's just say 8, then the number of days you work per week, then this will give us the total number of hours you work in a month, and then we'll now divide your monthly income targets by your total working hours in a month to give us your hourly rates. So this is supposed to be in naira. Let me change that now. So which means you're supposed to be charging 15,625 naira per hour. Then we'll come to the materials input. These are the raw materials that you use for your products to make it. So we use the cake vendors example here, and it is estimated that you get flour, and let's say you buy 50 kg of flour for 50,000 naira, and then you use 4 kg. This will give you 4,000 naira worth of flour. This will give you 4,000 naira worth of flour per cake that you make. So that's just it. You do the same thing for the baking powder and all. Then you do the same thing for the packaging materials, the number you buy, and then the units that you use. Then we'll come to the price section. So basically, the name of the cake that you're making, the average unit that you sell in a month, and then the hours that you spend to make the cake. Then you now have the labor cost per unit here, and then material costs per unit. So see the material cost per unit, we already got it here, and the packaging cost as well. That is what we eventually imported to these two places. Then other direct cost, maybe you spend something else that was not captured in the materials and labor sheets. This is where you bring it in. Then your overhead. So we calculated the overhead earlier from the business cost sheet. You are aware of that already. Then think of your markup as well, and you have your profit amount. Then you have your selling price. Of course, you know that I've used speculative figures here, so adjust it to suit your business. And that is how to use the pricing templates. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always respond to the email or reach out to me on Instagram. And if you need specialized, like you want me to work with you one on one to build your own pricing templates, you can just click on this book your session here. You'll see a place for you to book a session, and I'll guide you through creating it. Plus, if you book a session with me, you get 3 months of pricing and finance support. During that period, you get to ask me any questions you have about finance, and I'll answer it. And if you're lucky, I will likely jump on a call with you again after the main session of building your own custom pricing framework. So I look forward to hearing from you, whether you get to use the pricing templates, how you're able to increase your earnings.